This demonstration will walk you through how to make a basic query in the Essence system. Although Essence can pull data for many different syndromes and conditions, this video will focus on retrieving data for weekly influenza surveillance. First, you'll need to go to the Essence website, which is found at https://essence.syndromicsurveillance.org. Then you're just going to press this essence-nssp 1.20, and you'll need a username and a password. Once you've logged in, you're going to click on Query Portal at the top of the page. This is where you'll set up the parameters for the particular search that you want to conduct. When you get to the Query Portal page, there will be default parameters already set up that you'll need to change. For influenza-like illness, the only default parameter that we're going to leave is the data source. We're going to leave it at patient location full detail. However, the time resolution should be changed to weekly. Oops. The detector will be EWMA 1.2. As percent query will be syndrome. And then the start date and the end dates are whatever weeks that you're going to be interested in. To see the end date, you're going to have to scroll down with this arrow key here. We're just going to go ahead and leave those start and end dates for the tutorial. Now, to the left of the web page is a panel titled Available Query Fields right here. So in this panel, under the Geography System folder, you're going to select States. Now scroll down and click West Virginia, very bottom. Click on the arrow pointing right, and finally press Select. You should see West Virginia pop up on the right of the screen over here. If you don't click on the arrow right here before you press Select, West Virginia will not be selected. So now look back to the left Available Query Fields panel and find the Medical Grouping Systems folder. Under this folder, you'll click on Syndrome. Now you're going to click ILI for influenza-like illness and press Select. Now you've finished programming your features for this search. Press Time Series at the very bottom of the page. Essence may take up to a few minutes to respond, but it's important to only press Time Series once, otherwise you will further slow down the system. So now you should see a graph which plots the data points from the time period that you indicated. As you scroll down, you should also see a data table. The entry at the top of the data table will be the most recent week from your search, which is the end date that you entered. So that's this one. You can see the date in the date column. The data column tells you the percentage of emergency room visits that were from influenza-like activity, or whatever syndrome you happen to search during this particular week. The expected column tells you the percentage of emergency room visits that are expected to be for influenza-like illness during that week, given that there's not an epidemic or a cluster. The detection is color-coded. If there's a red or a yellow indicator, with this one there's all green, but if there's a red or yellow color, it indicates that the value is statistically significant above the baseline level for that illness or condition. However, it's important to note that even if you see statistical significance, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's public health significance. Syndromic surveillance should always be viewed within the context of laboratory data and other indicators of influenza activity. If after you already have made your time series, you need to make an edit or a change to your output, just scroll to the top of the page again and press this plus next to configuration options. And then you can edit your query to have a different start date, a different end date. You can change anything that you want. So if you wanted to expand your parameter to start the very first week in 2017, for instance, you could do that and just press time series again. And here's your new time series, and you can see that there's some red and some yellow because this part is in influenza season, and the latter entries are not from influenza season. So you scroll down and you can see where the syndromic surveillance has picked up on statistical significance. If you need to view a particular query regularly to check for updates, you can save this query to My Essence by just saving it as whatever you want to save it as, and then just press Add to My Essence, press Submit, and then this query will come up for you every time you press My Essence, and you won't have to go through all the steps again. So you can see it'll just take a few minutes to load, and then with one click you have your query available. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Thank you for watching.